The Russian information producer mixed very often true with false and legend, with myth, with facts, and to try to avoid to make mistake and to cover no really to cover really of this mess as is what is about. We should find the way to be in assistance of really independent Russian language media.
I cheat and I'm going to combine two. It's a question of scale and sustained political commitment over many years. It's a new sort of world we're living in where we have a strategic adversary which takes a long-term view. It can be quite hard for a complex coalition of countries to pull together with a common understanding and then a common set of commitment over many years through electoral cycles in order to resist that challenge and to counter that challenge. It's complex, and so it needs a long-term commitment from governments, and that needs to translate into a large-scale commitment which is commensurate with the scale of the problem that we face and of the effort that our adversary is putting in.
The one biggest question in addressing disinformation in the Russian media landscape is not actually the disinformation. I think we get distracted. Disinformation, post-fact politics, culture of lying without any kind of punishment or caring that you're lying, I think is actually a symptom rather than a cause. And the symptom is the following. I think you have to ask yourself, why are facts important? Facts are actually very unpleasant. Facts tell you that you're, well, in my case, not very good looking, but that you're not as rich as you'd like to be, that your wife is about to leave you, that you're going to die. Facts are not nice. The only reason we need facts is when we need to get somewhere. So when we need to get into the EU, for example, or, do some sort of reforms in the country or build a bridge, then suddenly you need facts because they're quite useful. So if we want to have a sort of fact-driven society, we have to have some sort of aim as to where we're going. And I think that's actually the underlying issue. And so we have an idea of the future, not some weird, dreamy utopia, but just really clear, practical things where we want to get to as societies, and especially countries in Eastern Europe like Ukraine, who often don't have a compass as to where they're going. They're going to be taken advantage of by demagogues who will replace facts with phobias, nostalgias, fantasies. So that's actually the underlying problem.
Firstly, we need to understand that beating such big Russian language media like First Channel, who has daily coverage up to 40% of population, and Zvezda, Ministry of Defense, Russian channel, who has daily coverage more than 60% of the Russian population. We really need to create a media vehicle which will take at least some comparable coverage, and it's not so easy. It should be created or merged from existing media outlets and financed. So that's the first and biggest challenge. Second challenge is that we really need to help local small media, independent media, which like Stop Fake, Gramatske, Maidan, ACTV in Estonia, to have their audience, because we really are fighting against very big, good finance machine of Russian propaganda and disinformation. So, and the third, we really should think about development new technology and making internet more available to Russian language population. Because I really think that if all Donbass grandmother and grandfather will have access to Twitter, they will not be so receptive to Russian propaganda from Russian TV channel.
Try and avoid misinformation and to fight disinformation in the social network sphere, because these days social networks became the most powerful means of delivery of the information and expander of the information, and this is the kind of environment where everybody has a voice. Everybody has a say. That we just cannot let it, go on the way they do. We have to interfere. We have to spend time and efforts and resources to try and stand for the facts.